lots of lower body, moving on to mainly upper body, and then finishing with core and a little bit of everything thrown in. So you should be well warmed up to start. Using your glider for the first exercise, or a sock on a hardwood floor, and you are going to be down low, sliding out and in, out and in. Now if you want to work the inner thigh more, push the foot on the floor when you drag it back in. So more of a slide, go with a drag. Alright, off you go, and you'll find that way you're going to feel it that much more on the inner thigh. So you push your foot on the floor as you're sliding back in, and you'll feel there's more resistance on the inner thigh area. If you want it to be just general all over, low as you can go, weight on the heel of the leg that is not moving, so your bum should be stuck out the back, and we are going in a diagonal movement. The reason we're doing that is the other couple that you've got are working in another direction. So we're working that diagonal for this first one. And pretty shortly you're going to notice it's a minute and a half on each one. So that's including breaks, so it's not quite a minute and a half, about minute 20. But that's a long go, so it's going to be more of a burn. Okay, you're halfway. Down low, stretching out the back. Remember that slide back in, pushing into the floor. If you want more resistance, more work on the inner thigh. It's unbelievable the number of people who ask for inner thigh workouts. You're working your inner thighs with most of these exercises that we're doing right now, but you're not as such isolating them, but you are working a large chunk of all the muscles. All right, ditch your glider, get it out of the way, and you are doing side to side shuffles with a jump. Down low, side to side, big jump, down low, and off you go. So jump high as you can, down to the ground. Side to side, jump, down low, side to side. So you're working on your vertical. Basketball players out there, you're trying to get as high as you can go, bum down to the ground. And this one, if you have the elastic around your ankles, it'll be a lot harder. Big jump, down low. High jump, trying to get up as high as you can go. And then down low, feet to the hands to the ground. You're getting your bum down low as well. It's working those thighs a lot harder. That's what I want you to be shooting for. Bum down low. Good thigh workout. So there's not a lot of cardio in this one. This is probably the most cardio you're going to get. So if you're wanting to burn more calories, then you could go for a little bit of a jog afterwards. Information coming soon, you guys, about Terry Fox Run. Something I normally organise. Greedy. Alright, standing, leg circles. So again, this one could be with the elastic, but you're not going to be able to work on the range of movement. And that's what I really want you doing. This knee is slightly bent. This leg, you are trying to get as big of a circle as your leg will let you do, your hip will let you do. Arms are going to be out to the horizontal, so you're working a little bit of extra shoulders as well. And the leg that you're standing on, slightly bent, is having your body weight. So this leg is going to be working as well. And then in the second half, you'll probably feel halfway that the butt cheek is working as much on the leg that you're standing on as on the leg that is moving. So big circles. So this isn't a really tough strength exercise, but it's a really good flexibility combined with strength. So you're trying to push the limits of your hip flexibility. If you have the band around your ankle, you're not going to be doing that. So it's a good one to work a little differently. You're also, I'm sure, wobbling around a little bit. So you're challenging all the muscles in the core to help help keep you vertical. All right, last one. Now you need the mat and you need your bender ball. So this one might not go so well for me right now because ideally you're not on a wooden floor, the ball slips around. Okay, 3 options. Feet on the ball, bum up and down. Option number 1, a little more challenging. Both feet on the ball, bum in the air, curling in and out. Hardest one leg on the ball, curling in and out. I'm going to go with the middle one because otherwise my ball's going to be all over the place. All right, and you should be going by now. Get that bum up. It's not my ball that's moving, it's my mat. Bum up, curling in and out. Working the lower back, the glutes, and you are halfway, and the hamstrings. And your feet right on top of the ball, closer to the ground your heels are, the easier you'll find the exercise. I don't have the luxury of that right now, because if I have my heels close to the ground, I'm going to slide off the ball altogether. So top tip, don't do this one on a slippery hardwood floor. If you have something that's a little less slippery, or a carpet, you're going to find the resistance is a little better and your ball won't be sliding. It's not a wrong exercise if it is, it's just harder. Which is good, right? Alright, we're going back to the start now. So, only 2 rounds, straight into, with the glider, those diagonal slides. So nice and low, remember, leg out to the diagonal. And that push into the ground to come back in, to add extra resistance onto the inner thigh. Low as you can go, back straight. You shouldn't be leaning forwards too badly. You're trying to stay as upright as possible, so you're not right down here. Right out the back, good stretch. All right, halfway. Onto the other side. Stay low. Weight on the heel of the leg that's not moving. Core pulled in, nice and tight. Come on, 15 seconds left. Keep it going. Legs should be burning right now. If it's not burning, you aren't working hard enough. If it's on fire, excellent. You're working those quads. Okay, ditch the glider. Get the ball out of the way. You are doing the high jump, down side to side. Big jump. Come on, try and go as high as you can. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling. Jump right up there. You're using upper body to add a little momentum. So, arms into it. Big jump. This is when a minute and a half feels like a long time. And this obviously can be modified in a lot of ways. Less jump, less low. All of you can do the side shuffle bit. 20 seconds left. Side leg circles. So standing, arms out. Force that. Force. Encourage that leg to go in as big of a range of movement as you can. And you are trying not to touch your foot down in between circles. So try not to have the other leg on the ground. And at any point, apart from when you're switching direction. The leg that you're standing on, that knee slightly bent. Remember, you're not putting all your weight on a locked joint, so it's working the tendons and the ligaments halfway, and it's not putting extra strain on the knee. Big circles. Come on, right out there. If you had any ankle weights and you wanted to make this harder, it would be a way you could do so. For when you repeat this workout, because you enjoy it so much, you're going to do it a second time. And remember, some of you are still asking me the questions, how long do the workouts stay? Each workout will stay on for a full month, a little bit longer to begin with. So as I'm starting to add new ones, when we get into the next block, not this week, the next week, then I will start removing the oldest workout. All right, on the ground, bum raises with the ball, straight into it. Until that point, all the workouts I have sent you so far are still there for you to do again. So if there were any that you loved, you could repeat them. And come on, you've got to tell me there were lots that you loved. Some of them might have been love-hate, I get that. That's okay. They're always great when they're done, right? Okay, keep that bum up. Try not to be holding onto the mat for dear life. Nice and steady. And remember, just the lift and lower, up and down, is the easier version. And the one leg over halfway is the harder version. All versions, you're going to feel the lower back, the bum, and the backs of the legs. It's a great one for strengthening lower back. If your lower back is feeling tweaky after yard work or whatever, this is a good one, but you want to go with a version that is not causing you pain in the lower back, just feels like it's working. So if you have a back problem, you just want to go with an easier version that doesn't hurt. Alright, that's it. Legs mainly done. Okay, next bit. Second block. Mainly upper body and arms. Just a little bit of legs thrown in. And I have the bench accessible, but you can just as easily do this exercise on the floor. It will make it a little more challenging. And I have a set of weights for bicep curls, so I'm going with 15s. A little lighter is fine too, because there's lots of arms. So if you want to go with a less challenging upper body workout, then go with slightly lighter weights. And then for one of the exercises, you go with an easy weight. All right, so the first one, we are doing bent over, back row, and back flies. Back row, back flies. Now, if you want to make this one harder on balance, you can do a one-leg version, but it's a way tougher exercise by adding that bit in, and you want to make sure that you are not flapping around all over the place when you're doing that. So if you're wobbling everywhere, halfway, it's going to be a big distraction to the exercise. Being as I'm trying to talk and do it, I'm not going to do that part. But it would work the legs that much harder as well. So with this one, remember, back really nice and straight. If your lower back hurts doing it, switch for much lighter weights. All right, exercise number 2. You're doing step back into a lunge, bicep curl. Step back into a lunge, bicep curl. And easier on the knees. You can eliminate the lunges altogether, or you can hold a semi-lunge and then halfway we'll switch over to the other leg. The in and out of lunges makes it tougher on knees. And remember, with lunges, your knees halfway should be as close to 90 degrees as possible. I'll show you the side view. That back knee close to the ground. Front knee should not be in front of your toe. And your back throughout stays upright. So you are not leaning forwards for it. Make sure you're staying nice and upright. All right, next number 3. On a bench or on the floor, you are doing knee underneath, down and up. So on the bench or on the floor, knee underneath towards opposite elbow. And then down and up. Now, a much easier version on shoulders would be just a static plank. So you're eliminating the down, up bit. If you can do the plank with the rotation, that's great. And failing that, on the floor, a Superman takes all the strain off the shoulders. However, you're not really working chest if you do that. So if you can keep the suicide bit, the down onto the elbows, up onto the hands, then you are working chest more. All right, now you're grabbing your light weights, and we're doing one of my favorite tricep ones. Bent over, little squeezes. Shocking with this one, how easy you need the weights to be. So, if you're going with weights that are too challenging, you're going to lose your form. So make sure that the back stays nice and straight. Lean forwards at about 90 degrees. Keep shoulders down, shoulder blades squeezed, and the weights should be just above your bum. And it's just little pulses. So you're not coming all the way out. You're just trying to do little squeezes with each and every one. Keep that belly pulled in. See how my knees are bent? It takes the strain off your lower back to have your knees bent that way. Woo! All right. And we've got 3 rounds of this one. So remember the active recovery. Move the arms. Ready for the next one. Back row, back flies. So, people ask me after their workouts, should your muscles hurt? Well, when the muscles are a little painful, they feel like they're bruised afterwards, it's actually the muscles responding in the normal way to exercise. Now, if you're new to working out, like I said before, your focus is on getting the exercises right, making sure you are going with a level that's suitably challenging for you, and doing things correctly. However, when you first start a new exercise regime, the chances are, we've got the lunges with the bicep curls, the chances are that the next day your muscles are going to feel it. So if it feels a little bit like they're bruised, that's how they are supposed to feel. There's even a name for it. DOMS, D-O-M-S, delayed onset muscle soreness. And it's a normal process that the muscles are supposed to feel when you are challenging them suitably. Now, if they are so painful you can't move, then that's a little excessive. So you want to find that right level. So if your muscles are not feeling anything the next day, it's just an indicator that you can go to a slightly more challenging exercise or weight, or do things just a little bit more to a slightly harder level. Okay, we're back to those benches. Okay, are you ready? So, nice and flat, suicide plank, is the down and the up, right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. And this whole exercise on the floor will actually be harder than doing it on the bench. Doing it on the bench makes it easier because you're slightly more upright. weights. If you made it to the end last time and it felt easy, you could go with a little heavier. If you couldn't make it to the end, then you might need a little lighter, or you're doing a great job of working your triceps. Core pulled in, knees slightly bent. Don't let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. Keep shoulders down, shoulder blades squeezed. And the tricep kickback here is a more shoulder-friendly version of this exercise. I would love it if you were able to do it, but if there is pain in the shoulder, you need to modify. If you're feeling it's just stretching the shoulder, a good idea would be to do the same exercise, but with a lighter or even no weight at all. On this one, no weight, you're still going to feel something. All right. Last round, active recovery, remember. Move those arms. And then when you pick the weights up, do it with bum low, not bending forwards. Okay, back row, back fly. Try to make sure that your back is staying flat and level. You're not coming up and down as you're working hard to lift the weights. Let the muscles do the work, not any back movement. Oh, I need to rest my arms. Otherwise, this one is not going to go well. Lunges with the bicep curls. Off you go. So with the lunge, the bicep curl, I'm starting off in a hammer hold. So my weights are rotated that way and then coming up. The only reason being, if you don't do it that way, you tend to be hitting your legs halfway the whole way through. So it's just more comfortable. You're going to be less bruised if you do it that way. Suicide plank on your bench, on the floor. Are you ready? Make sure your back is staying really nice and flat, wherever your position is, on the floor or the bench. It is a plank first. Window open. Lovely cool breeze coming in. It's nice to have had that warm summer weather, but I'm not sorry that it's only 15 degrees this morning and not 30. All right, bent over triceps. Hence all the workouts this week were indoors. It was just too sticky. Okay, little squeezes. Last one, and then after this, we're moving on to core. I think I'm trying to use your bender balls for the whole of this next core jump. If you don't have one, I know most of you have now, but if you don't, you'll be able to do the exercises, they just won't be quite as challenging. And you can make yourself one out of a dollar store soccer ball and just let a little bit of the air out. And it works just as well as the bender ball that I have. Fabulous! Okay. final circuit. So we're going to be using the bender ball throughout this one. Starting off, the first exercise can be tough on shoulders. So I'm going to show you the version that you'll do if you don't have a shoulder problem. You're coming under and up and over. You can do the same thing on the knees. If you have a shoulder issue, you're going to put the ball between your feet and you're going to do raises like this, which will be a lot easier on shoulders. So you pick the level on the knees, legs out straight, or the ball between the feet and doing the raises that way. Shoulders are such a complicated joint. Once they are injured, it can be really difficult to heal them. If you feel little warning signs, just go a little bit easier on the exercise. It doesn't mean that you need to stop it altogether. Just listen to those warnings and don't push it too hard. All right, halfway. Having a flexible shoulder is really important also. So things like this, where you are stretching the shoulder and increasing the range of movement, are important. There's lots of exercises for the shoulder where you're working on stretch as much as strengthen that are really important. All right, next one. You're lying on your back. The ball is under your tailbone and you are doing straight leg lowers. Now, the closer to your tailbone the ball is, the easier the exercise. The higher up your back, the harder. The most important thing on this is that your lower back doesn't hurt. So you then go as low as your legs can go without there being any pain. Now, a lot easier is higher up, vertical, and then you just judge how low you can go. You can also do a one-leg version. A lot of people really like this one because it feels like there's a lot of support on the lower back. But you pick how low your legs are going to go, that you feel your abs are working, but your back is not hurting. Breathing out as your legs lift up, in as you lower, nice, smooth, fluid movement. All right, next one, ball between your feet, and you are doing ball passes. So try to keep the legs straight. Again, the easier version for this one, keep legs straight and just reach, putting ball up. Eliminate the leg lower bit. This is a kicker on the abs. It's a love-hate relationship I have with this one. Really works the belly, but it's a toughie. If you have a big stability ball, or actually a small stability ball, but a bigger ball than this, you can put that between your feet instead. It's actually a little easier. You've got something bigger to grab hold of. You are lying on your front. This is a great one for shoulders. The ball is in your hands above your head. Shoulders up, chest up, thighs up, and then you are passing the ball down. One full circle. Then you're going to go back the other direction. One full circle. And you can add into that, as the ball is coming down, your legs are widening. As the ball's coming up, your legs are going back together. The whole way through, try to keep your shoulder blades squeezed. It requires a whole lot of concentration, and it's actually really hard to get this exercise completely right. The slower you move, the better. So if you only do 4 or 5 ball passes throughout, it's a good exercise. You're not doing it wrong. All right, back to the start. The side plank or the ball between your feet. And nice flat plank. Don't let your bum dip down. Big movement with the arm, reaching under, stretching across, straight, and even back a little if your shoulder will let you do it comfortably. Halfway. Keep that belly pulled in. Don't let your butt dip. Remember, you've got the option of being on your knees for this one, which makes it a little harder. All right, put that ball under tailbone. Bum up. And legs as low as you can go that doesn't hurt your back. You can turn this into a flutter kick if you want and hold it at the bottom level. Or you're coming up and you are alternating leg lowers. Balancing on the ball can be a little challenging if you haven't got the ball in the right spot. You might find that you're falling off it, but again, it's another one that challenges your balance. It's not an accident. Challenging your balance means we're improving your balance and working towards it. Try not to be holding onto the mat too hard. Have arms, shoulders relaxed. Ooh, my favorite one, ball passes. So remember, the ball between the feet. Legs down to the ground makes it harder. Legs staying vertical is easier. You're trying not to throw the ball. Trying to pass. Trying to keep legs straight. If your legs do not touch the ground on the way down, it's the harder version. If your legs touch the ground, it's a little easier. So pick what you can do that you're not losing form completely. Lying on the front. Those ball passes. Second chance to get this exercise right. So, shoulders off the ground, thighs off the ground, slow pass. Try to keep your shoulders from coming up towards your ears. Try to keep your shoulder blades squeezed. And you're changing the direction of the ball, remember. Nice, slow, fluid movement. And don't be holding your breath. And you should feel your shoulders rotating in the socket around about when your arms are horizontal. Try to keep those thighs up. Excellent. So that's one you shouldn't feel pain in the back, but you're definitely going to feel the back working. All right, last round. Side plank. Halfway. Actually, it's a premature halfway. You get longer on this last bit. There we go, now it's halfway. Okay, on your back. Ball under your tailbone. Or a little higher. Closer towards the belly button will make it harder. And remember, however low the legs are, you shouldn't feel anything in lower back. It should be just here that you're feeling it. And this is a cracking one to go from this one to those ball passes. You really can feel that your abs are working on this one. Don't be holding the bat. If you do it with your arms up, you're challenging balance even more. If you're falling off the ball, then just keep your arms there to stabilize a little bit. Nice smooth fluid movement. Try to keep the legs straight. Try not to be throwing the ball. Legs stay off the ground if you want to make it harder. Touching the ground gives your abs a chance to relax slightly. Last one. Bull pass. On your belly. Nice big circles. Feel those shoulders stretch. Lift up. And nice deep breathing throughout. So you're bringing the oxygen to the muscles, getting rid of the waste product produced by the workout. Keep those shoulders down. Don't allow yourself to shrug. Try and keep shoulder blades squeezed. And we are done. Great workout, guys. Now make sure you finish off with a stretch. And remember, you can continue to watch these workouts. This exact one will be here for another whole month. Next week, we go into a new block. So if you have any friends that you think would like to jump on board and sign up with you, you get an extra discount if you have a friend sign up also. Have a wonderful day.